this case study, as I mentioned, is basically for one of the clients that we worked with in the past few years, working on creating a huge digital platform to help serve their customers have a view of what's really happening on the ground with respect to the maintenance. So we will take that as the first example, and you will understand how you can kind of capture the vision. So this is the Total View project. This is the code name for the project that we've actually created. So I don't want to give a lot of confidential information. It's just the process and the workflow and the steps and activities and the deliverables that we produced in the process of discovery and exploration of the stakeholders' expectations, their objectives, the challenges, constraints, and everything else. So let's have a look at, so this presentation I created, if you might notice it is slightly different from the one, because this was actually the presentation that I've shared with the key stakeholders back then, after the discussions I had initially with the stakeholders, with the operations, with technology, with business, with the customer service, with account management, directors, all these people, contract directors, all these people have had a chat with, an interview with each of them, try to understand what is it that they want to achieve with this platform, and trying to understand what are the problems, what are the challenges that they face now, and what could be the solution going forward, and why we need a new solution. So, and that's the whole premise of this presentation. So I'm just using the same slide deck for you to get an idea. So after having these discussions, I understood that I put everything into perspective, and I came up with this presentation of a concept as what I call 8 P's of this. So this whole sort of work that this client does, as I said, going into Tesco, Sainsbury's, and the Walmarts of the world, and also the train stations and all the companies, the private and government companies, making sure they're all properly maintained and clean, the environment, the premises, and everything else. That's the whole objective of this company. So they send out the teams, field teams, to actually do the job, where it could be to cut the trees, shrubs, and clean up the whole stuff, and then the environment is clear, and it is all in a proper way. It's all in the expected way, spick and span for the customers to come in. So if you go to any shopping malls, for instance, it's all well maintained, right? So it's because there's a continuous operation of teams out there in the evening, on the weekends, on the weekdays, sometimes when the customers are not visiting. So they're actually they're working in the background to make sure that it is all spick and span. It's all clean and neat. So what we do here today, if this company is actually into that, so they don't do that job themselves, but they have been employing teams all over the UK, all over the country, and they work with these field teams, and they deploy them into those respective sites, as what they call, and then they actually get the work done by these people, the cleaning, the maintenance work by them. And so the whole idea of why the whole digital platform is required is for the clients to understand what work has been done on the site. So for example, if it's a shopping mall, if the team that goes into the shopping mall makes sure everything is clean, the trees and surroundings have been done well. If it is summer, it should be an extended growth of trees and plants. They cut them. If it is winter, snow might come, so clearing of the snow. All of these jobs, and then making sure all the premises are well maintained, inside, outside. All of these jobs, they're called jobs. So they need to understand what sites had been visited by what teams, what work has been done. That's what I was talking about yesterday as to the before and after photos. So they take mobile phones, and then they take the before the work has been done and after the work has been done. So that's the project, that's the kind of work that the client is into. And the project I was working on was called Total View, as to give a complete view of what is the work done, what was the kind of value that the team has brought forward, what was the site, how much time, what time did they go in, what time did they go out of the site. So check-in, check-out times, everything, all the evidences, the photos of the work done, everything, and the sign-off by the team, all of that captured and recorded so that they can see clearly, right? Because they've got huge number of sites across the country. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got thousands of stores, thousands of train stations, thousands of shopping malls, and all these areas that have been required by the team to go and do the work. So Well, this platform is supposed to provide that kind of transparency, the trust, increase the trust between the customer and the organization that that this is working with. So basically what I did was I came up with this 8P model. So I said we should have property. It's about property, that is the site and everything. Plant, which is basically about the equipment. Process, what is the kind of workflow followed. Proof, which is basically about the evidence of the photos, the before and after. What's the plan? What's the kind of job plan that was given and shared with us? What is the product? The kind of products, for example, some people might actually use some of the disinfectants and products and making sure it's all done properly. So the price, what is the price involved? What's the price agreed to by the customer? What was quoted as a quotation or a tender to the customer, and what was finally the price? And the persons involved, the field team. So basically this 8P model that I came up with, very well acknowledged by, and this pretty much sums up what this platform is going to give and offer to the customers.